Shalom, shalom, all praises to the horizon, peace and wisdom. My clear? Oh, yes, in any event, Wise Solace here. Time to get to work. If you guys have any questions before I begin, feel free to ask. I'm gonna move a little closer. Peace and wisdom, Lachelle Robinson. I'm fine with that. As I said, if you guys have any questions, y'all can ask. Let me get adjusted. Get my lighting and everything together. Peace and wisdom. Now, I want to do this deep video. Discussing some contradictions. Of course, some of you guys may be Hebrew Israelites, some of you guys may be Kemetic followers, some of you guys may be Christians, Muslims, etc. Now let's start with Hebrew Israelites. A Hebrew Israelite is basically what we call a black Jew in today's times. Keyword, a black Jew. Of course, Jews believe in Judaism. Now, Hebrew Israelites believe in Christianity. This means Christ worship. They only believe that Jesus is black, not white. But the point I'm making is they believe in Jesus, Christ. And so a black Hebrew in modern day times, this being a black Jew, is a Christian. But Jews don't believe in Christianity because the two belief systems contradict one another. And so it's a deep thing I want you guys to grasp if you're a Hebrew Israelite. A Jew would never worship Jesus. This goes against their belief system. Of course, their belief system goes back to the Kabbalah. This is the oral teachings. This is where you get, you know, your creation story, secret name of God, magic science, many different things you get from the Kabbalah. But the point I'm making is a Jew would never believe, I don't want to say believe, but a Jew would never worship Jesus or Christianity because this is a religion created by those that went against Jesus. Meaning, those who crucified Jesus or supposedly killed Jesus are the same ones who made the religion. The Roman Catholic Church. And so, when you guys follow these different belief systems, in all truth, most of you guys are going on the words of other men. Meaning the religion is about you and God. But for most, you follow what you follow because of men, not because of your looking into the thing. So it's a very deep thing, in that whatever the message is, you miss if whoever you follow misses it, being as though you're the thing because of whoever you follow. And so I'll say again, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, this being a black Jew, Jews believe in Judaism, not Christianity. And so there's a contradiction there. Meaning, you have Christianity, you have Judaism. Now you have black Hebrew Israelites. And somehow, in the forming of your black Jews, they took the names of the Jews, but the teachings of the Christian. And so you get my point? It's all scrambled up. The teachings are deeper than the color of a man, meaning the teachings are deeper than if Jesus is black or white. This is mainly the difference between a black Hebrew or a black Jew and a Christian, for the most part. They believe everything was just whitewashed, but they believe the same as a Christian. They use the same book. And so the point I'm making is that when you follow a religion, so you have to be dedicated to the religion. You have to take the time out to look into the religion. This is deeper than the religion. Some of you guys are part of a religion and you're not even a part of the religion, but you're a part of a sect of a religion. You have many different sects of the same religion. When I say sect, I'm saying like sections. S-E-C-T. Different sects of many different religions, whether Christian, Islam, anything you can think of. These religions have many different sects. You got Baptist, Catholic, you get it? This is just in Christianity. Many different ones. And so that's how that happens. Meaning, you can be a Christian and may not necessarily be worshiping in the way you're supposed to, being as though you're just following men. And so the point I'm making is, if you're going to be in a religion, you should take the time out, read your text. You read it. If you don't understand it, then you have to just ask for understanding. But it's a deep thing. I say that because when I explain Christianity to you guys, so you get it? You can't tell a person truth if they're lie-filled. Meaning, if you have a belief that's a lie, but that's what you believe, I can't give you truth. It ain't... You, you have the lie already in place. And so truth is a matter of the person. They either have to remove the lie to receive in the truth or do it on their own. But be careful with wisdom. I know most people look at belief systems and all these things as just, the same amount of effort y'all put into these things is a reflection of how serious y'all believe in them. And so the point I'm making is they are very serious. It's better not to indulge until you're ready, meaning it's better to not have a religion until you are ready to be a religious person. Most people are born into a religion. And so we claim a religion since birth, but living up to and measuring up to whatever the religion is saying. So this is a whole different topic. For most people, being as though you adopt the religion since a child, you don't never truly see if you measure up to it. Meaning there was no obligation for you to be a part of the religion, so there's no standard that you keep check of self, if that makes sense. Meaning most people in religions, they don't do a self-check every day to make sure they're still measuring up to the ideals in their religion. And it's because they're just a part. So it's a deep thing. Now let's go to Kemetic. Kemetic followers. Someone please let me know if I'm clear. I keep freezing up on my end. Peace and wisdom. I'm froze on my end, so I need you guys to let me know if I'm clear. Peace and wisdom, rightful hitter. Yeah, I was figuring that. When I was first trying to start the video, it was taking about an hour to start. Service isn't that good out here today. So I may come back and do this video later on when I go indoors. The main thing is this. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, this video is not for you to learn anything, but for you to see you're either a Jew or a Christian. Can't do what you want with the religion. This happens a lot in today's times, meaning many of you guys pick and take what you want from religion. You'll hear people say things like, I'm not a Christian like that. I'm this kind. You get it? Kind of ordering it how they want it to be for themselves. And so this is not what religion is. That's called doing whatever you want. You don't need the religion to do that. You can just make up things on your own merit. Therefore, whatever's written in the religion can be kept, in its glory. It's not the religious text. It's not a book that is right or wrong, but it's the handling of men of these things. And so if your relationship with God is dependent on a religion or a book, you got a thin relationship. It's just like if your relationship with someone else is dependent on someone else, then your relationship with that person is thin. And so as I always say, God starts with the understanding of you as a mind. Forget the body, forget the spirit. Just you as a mind. This is you as an unconscious awareness. Of course, you have your dream state awareness. And then you have your awareness. This is being aware, being conscious. But we're not speaking about bodies and spirits yet. Just you as a mind. And so the mind has three parts in that way. Meaning you as a mind, this entity, it has three aspects or three parts to itself. And so those three parts are three kinds of an awareness. The same way your body is made of different kinds of body parts. So you as a mind, you are made of different kinds of minds or awarenesses. And so one of your awarenesses we call unconscious. The other, dream state. And last but not least, consciously aware. Now, this is us all as a body. This is us all as a mind. The awareness part of that mind, which is awake. This is you. The I am. The light, of course, this is the God that sees, the God that has, false sense of power. Then you have the unconscious part of the mind. This is the part of the mind that you have nothing to do with, meaning you have no control over the unconscious mind. You have no control when you're pulled into unconsciousness or pushed out of it. And so this is where God and the individual starts, meaning learning God has nothing to do with the text, but it has to do with the self, and it starts there. Understanding the unconscious part of yourself and the conscious part of yourself, and how that unconscious part, so this is your source, this is what's known as God, the unseen. And so it is up to that part of the mind that determines if you live or die, if you wake up in the morning, if you breathe, if your heart stops, your lungs stops, etc. It is that part of the mind that has all the control. This is the God within us all, that blackness, that voidness. It's not to say that God is blackness and voidness, but you just don't have no see or say in the matter. And so you can call that the veil of God. And so I suppose all is working their way past that veil are those that understand, what I'm saying. Am I still chopping up? Because if not, I don't want to keep on. Okay, peace and wisdom, soul conscious. And so, as I was saying, if you're someone that's into religion and you would like to go a little deeper, meaning you feel like religion is not bringing you close enough or as close as you feel like you can be with God, it's more giving you rules, regulations, controlling you, putting you in a fear state, but it's not building a real relationship. It's making you feel like, well, later I'll meet God and have a relationship. And you're supposed to have a relationship with God from your start as you started. You get it? It's like your parents. Whether you see your parents or not, for however long, you get it? That's still your parent. You still know your parent. Y'all still have a relationship. You don't lose sight or forget. And so if you someone in religion and you feel like, man, I think I need to have a stronger relationship with God, meaning more of a knowing, where I know what God is. Well, you can start there with that. Understanding that, you're a mind. This has nothing to do with the physical body or whatever you've heard a spirit is. But you are a mind, and this mind has 3 parts. You can just slim it down to 2. Dream is like half aware, half unconscious. And so to make it simple, there's 2 parts of your mind. The conscious awake part and the unconscious sleep part. The unconscious sleep part, this is God. This is what controls if you wake up, fall asleep. This controls when you die. This controls the internal parts of the body, like the heart beating, you breathing, the bowel system, all of these things. And so, have to start there. Get yourself some lessons or something afterwards, after you come to that realization that that force within inside self is God. the force that pulls us into sleep and releases us. Of course, you can visit wiseservant.org, email upscaleknowledge@gmail.com. You can Google the same thing. And of course, if you want to give back, you can do so at cash.me, our app, /$ the real solace, or paypal.me / solace solari. Now let's get into Kemetic contradictions. Our Kemetic follower contradictions, because the Kemetic science doesn't contradict itself, but people's understandings become contradicted when they don't understand. And so when you're dealing with the Kemetic follower, of course, these are your followers who do not believe in religions. They believe more into history, that being African history, and African being the starting place of all. They're supposed to have an understanding of ancient Kemetic science. I'm not saying they do, but they're supposed to. And like I said, they have nothing to do with religions like Christianity, Islam, etc. Now, when you're dealing with ancient Egypt, this being ancient Kem, I'll get into the name Kem because that's not the name of Egypt, but when you're dealing with ancient Kem, your ancient Egyptian science. This is the source of all science, writings, histories, etc. So like when you're dealing with the Medu Netta is not a writing system, but it is what you use to create a writing system. Meaning it is a system for creating languages and creating writings for that language, as many as you can pull from it. So every language we have, or every language of the past, was taken from the Medu Netta. And then of course the later languages was taken from those. My point being, when you're dealing with ancient Egypt, this is the source of all the things we have, but it is not these things. Like I said, the Medu Netta is not a system of writing that you can read, but if you have a higher understanding, you can use the Medu Netta to create a language, but you cannot use it as a language so you can get understanding. You would have to get that understanding from a language that was pulled from it. I'm trying to make it where it's clear, where you guys can grasp what I'm saying. It's a system for creating languages. This is why the Medu Netta doesn't have vowels and things like that. You have to fill these things in. It is just an order in a system for creating a language. How you want the language is up to you. So the vowels and things are left out. Of course, they believe sound is the creator. The sound is what's going to create or bring this language forth. Meaning if you remove the vowels from the English alphabet, all you're left with is consonants. This being like B, C, everything that's not a vowel. You get your sound from the vowels. The consonants just change how the sound sounds. And so if you remove the vowels, you have no sounds. You get it? But so when you're dealing with the Medu Netta, this is okay because this is not a language or writing system, but it's something that you create a language and writing system with. So ancient Greek is a language pulled from the Medu Netta. You get it? Ancient Sumer, all these ancient cultures, the Assyrians, all these languages come from the Medu Netta, but the Medu Netta is not a language, like I said. It's something that you create language from. Of course, language ties into writing systems, so try and grasp. Now, the point I'm making is this. The religions that you guys have in today times, this being Islam and Christianity. If you go to the Far East, of course, you have like Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism. The point I'm making is all of these religions that you guys have in today times, they come from ancient Egypt. Meaning ancient Egypt science is the source of all these things that come with a city or a Babylon. It is all the orders you need for creating a city or a Babylon. Of course, the city has a language, curriculum, all these many different things, a science, but in curriculum format. And so the Medu Neter or ancient Egypt science is the creation of all of these things. And so back in ancient Egypt times, they had religions. They were called Isis and Osiris cults. This is basically to say the same religion, but put in a male or female perspective, feminine or masculine perspective. And so it's the same in today times. You guys have Christianity and Islam. Islam being the feminine perspective, Christianity being the masculine perspective. But both being the same religion of old, stemming from, your ancient Egyptian sciences and all the cultures after. The point I'm making, if you're a Kemetic follower in today times, this makes no sense because this is ancient. You have modern day renditions of ancient Egypt. You're already a part of it. Meaning Christianity, Islam, this is just ancient Egypt now. Like, I'm not sure if I'm clear where y'all fully grasp what I'm saying, but everything is updated. So to pull for old things, I'm not sure if y'all realize that. Everything from the past has been updated. So everything that you have now is something of old. And so you don't have to pull for the old. Meaning your Kemetic followers of today, they follow Kemetic science or the Kemetic Pan-African teachings because they feel like it takes them away from religion. But it doesn't. This is why they act so religious-like. Meaning you cannot speak to a Kemetic follower no different than you can speak to a Christian or anyone that's in a religion. You get it? This is how that happens. Meaning you would think they would be open-minded, but they're not. They're religious. Christians have crosses. Kemetic followers have ankhs. You see my point? It's the same religion. It's just from old. Now, when you're dealing with the ankh does not represent life or eternal life. This is a misconception. The Ankh represents death. The Ankh is the keys to Hades. And so I want you guys to reference the biblical verse when it says, this is Revelations 20, verse 1. It says, I saw an angel falling from heaven, having the keys to the bottomless pit. Now, the bottomless pit is the only place you're ever going to hear that there's a key needed. Meaning Hades, it doesn't matter what culture you go to. The only place that has that's locked down that you need keys to get in is hell. Nowhere else. Life is free for the taking. And so I'm giving you guys these references just so you can grasp when I say the Ankh, which is an ancient symbol. When you're dealing with the ancients, the only thing that had keys was hell. And so the Ankh is the symbol of the key to death or hell. When you guys wear the Ankh, or you may have an Ankh tattooed on you, you have marked yourself with the symbol of death. Now, when you're dealing with ancient Egyptian Neteru, whichever word you like best. When you're dealing with the ancient Egyptian gods, all of these gods represent the dead, some aspect of the dead. I don't think anyone will argue with that. They have to do with the pushing the life out, the coming forth by day, our awakeness. They don't have anything to do with the physical life. Once the vessel is pushed out, it has it from there. But these entities have to do with within the vessel. The carrying along of this spirit that has been dragged into this death. The death being physical life in the body. This is why everything in physical life is dying. And this is death. And so I want you guys to grasp, when you're dealing with the Ankh is within all vessels. It's the central brain, the cerebellum, and the upper part of the spine. But before you have a vessel, meaning before you have a physical body, you have sperm cell getting egg cells. And so you can't forget that sperm cells are locked down in the testicles, are below. And so the key that's needed is for them. And so from there, then you have sperm cells getting eggs, and then you have a physical body. And so then this symbol, or the Ankh, it's still within the vessel. Meaning the key to freeing the dead is still within. Now, of course, this is where the sacrifice comes into play. So, if you're a Christian, Jesus would be like this key. In the past, a key. A key held by Jesus. Well, I guess Christianity does say that Jesus has the key. My bad, y'all. I'm slipping a little bit today on my scholarship. Yeah, Christianity does say that. It says, like, Jesus has the keys to, like, life and death. In ancient Egypt, Osiris had this. The point I'm making is the substance, the divine substance, Semen, this being the Lord of Hosts, because you have a whole bunch of host of cells within this substance. This being like the key. The key to hell. Or below. And so the point I'm making is, if you wear an Ankh, you shouldn't. That symbol represents death. The same way a cross, which is basically an X, represents death. You don't have to be a genius to know that. If you say, no, it doesn't, it represents Jesus. Okay, that's fine. But Jesus was dead on that thing, because that thing represents death. Again, a crucifix or a cross represents death. If you feel it represents Jesus, that is fine. But just remember that Jesus was dead on it. And so when I say it represents death, you don't have to look at me as going against your God, your religion. I'm telling you what you're overlooking. Therefore, everything in it can be clear for you. Meaning y'all get lost into the times. This being whatever's being said in the times. Things like that. But when you're following the times, so grasp. This is how understanding gets lost. And so this is why the religions you guys have say don't follow signs and symbols, because all signs and symbols have to do with dead things. What is the symbol of a man? That part, nothing. A man is a man. What are you talking about? There you go. You only write symbols of things that ain't here no more. You get it? Meaning you'll have a symbol or a marking or a sign for something that isn't present. Get it? Whatever's present, it has no symbol because it's here. You don't need one. You say, what's the symbol of solace? That's stupid. Solace is him. You get it? It's that person right there. So I'm trying to help you grasp. The Ankh, the crucifix, these things always having been signs for death. Meaning it's a symbol for the keys to hell. Now let me get to a few of you guys' questions before I continue. Peace and wisdom, y'all. I'm laughing at cool. Your judgment is fine. I don't mind it. But don't forget to judge yourself. Meaning every video I do, I say many things. So you got lost on sperm somehow. That will make you a little more suspect than me. Meaning I'm sure anyone can agree with that. They say the man speak about more than semen. He doesn't really speak about semen. He's just breaking down these texts. These ancient texts are speaking about semen. So he's not really speaking about anything. He's just decoding what is already here. Now, the fact that you're lost on semen or you feel insecure about talking about it, that's suspect. Because ain't no penises being shown. There's young men that have been ejaculated on, molested many different kind of ways in their younger days. Things you probably couldn't even fathom. The point I'm saying is you may be one of those types. I wouldn't know. But stop noticing strange things. Peace and wisdom. Now, for any of you that's strange in the same way he is, everyone started from semen. And so if you've never taken the time out to think deeply on that substance, which is your alchemical substance, the divine elixir of life, you're stupid. How you miss that? Again, everybody you see started from that substance called semen. It's a strange substance. You can't find it anywhere in life. It just manifests out of the body. It's really interesting. It turns into a whole person. That's what's interesting about it. If you have a child's mind, then I suppose you can't, see how important that substance is. But all understandings have to do with that. And so, if you someone that's seeking wisdom, anything you're learning that is of old, speaking of that substance is so many things. It's everything. You are semen. That's your spirit. That's the ether. It's like white fire. It's like half clear, half not. It's like a ghost. Y'all don't grasp. This shit too deep for y'all. You kid-minded. And so this is why a man will sell his semen. Spill it in a sock. It's a deep thing. Ooh, this sun just came down on Usia. I think I might have to move. I'm trying to hang in there. Peace and wisdom, Lachelle Robinson. I'm going to get to your question. Your question has to do with our world being a body. Y'all have to get a clear understanding on the world as a body. Therefore, y'all can stop asking questions that have nothing to really do with anything. Peace and wisdom. To answer your question, I'd have to explain the biology of the body. I don't feel like it. I have magazines that break these things down. Visit wiseservant.org. Copper magazine. Images, everything's already inside. It's pretty simple to grasp. This world we live in is a body. When I say this world, I'm speaking of our specific solar system. Other solar systems are their own bodies. Our solar system are the body that we live in. The sun is the conscious, the awareness. The same as you are a conscious awareness within your body. You rise and set, meaning you go unconscious and then you go conscious. This is like going off and on. For the life within inside your vessel, you are no different than the solar system. A rising, setting sun, you have your planets or your chakra. And so you rise and set past these chakra, rising from central brain to the sacrum. Our solar system does the same thing. Now, if you guys have any questions, ask. Questions that have some order to it. When you're dealing with knowledge, you have to start with what is truth and what is lie. Hear me clearly. When you're dealing with yourself and you receiving wisdom and starting to become wise, you have to separate what is not truth and what is. Otherwise, you'll be building up knowledge on falsehoods. Now, you guys hear many things: lunar eclipse, astrology, this thing, that thing. Y'all have no real understanding of these things, meaning y'all don't know if they're right or wrong, anything. You get it? Y'all don't even look to see these things. I mean, you say it's a lunar eclipse, but you don't see. You know what I mean? It's just a little cloudy, like. But you get my point? Wisdom starts with the separating. Y'all kind of take everything into daytimes. Y'all are not looking for proofs and truths. And so you can't get wise with fake stuff mixed in with real things. And so if you're someone who's looking to, develop yourself into being wise, pick a day and then you kind of put everything that you believe in and all the things, aliens, all these things y'all believe in. And then you start to separate in your mind what is truth and what is a lie. Some of y'all, lie filled, you're going to have a problem with that. Peace and wisdom, boss man, as well as Marcel Savago. Damn, I need to find a little shade. It's really, really hot. Being as though I'm speaking, so of course, I ain't getting to breathe right. But let me get the boss man's question. He said you talked about first world, second world, third world, and one world. Is there something that comes after one world? When I spoke on these worlds that you speak of, I didn't speak on them, but I explained whatever I was saying. Somehow you skipped over the grasping whatever was being said part, and all you got was one world, two world, three world. You get it? So I say that because a lot of you guys, speak. And Silas was breaking down this or that, and you speak so stupidly, you make me seem like I'm stupid. You said one world, two world, three world. I said nothing of the sort. I was speaking on something you can look up. Meaning you have third world countries, fourth world countries. second world countries. Now, a lot of people heard of that. They say, yeah, I heard of third world countries. That's what I was saying. I was explaining third world countries from a fourth world country. The difference between, you get it? A fourth world country, a third world country, a second world country, and then a one world country. I was explaining the difference in what that is. Somehow you're lost into like space sci-fi. I can tell from the way you worded it. You talked about first world, second world. But you know of third world countries. So somehow when I'm breaking down something simple, your mind is in sci-fi. It disturbs you from grasping the simplest thing. So now you probably feel a little foolish. You're like, oh shit. I'm not trying to embarrass you. You have to listen. Otherwise, it's a deep thing. Now, a fourth world country is when you don't have no civilization. This is your indigenous people. They live in the forest, sort of like the animals. Huts and things at most. Then you have your third world countries. This is when a land is being colonized. Think like the outskirts of a city. I'm not talking about the country, but like the outskirts of Brazil, where you have like people still kind of living like indigenous people, but they wear clothes and things, but you get it? They still have not tapped into civilization like television and phone, and they're still making fire like that. So this is like a third world country. They don't have like lights and stuff. They're like using fire, and they haven't become completely civilized. Then of course you have your second world order. This is what Hitler was bringing in, or this is what, all that the Hitler wars, basically. That brought it into a second world order, or second world country. This being like, how things are ran. In the video, I was explaining how we were coming into a one world order, or a one world country, where every country has one order, one law, one money. So like they have new IDs in New York City where you can go, it's like a passport. You can go from country to country. You get it? Like that. Everything is becoming unified. It doesn't matter where you live. You're like watching YouTube. You're like someone anywhere else. Get my point? Like that. And so I was explaining that you kind of got lost. This is why I say you guys have to snap out of all the falsehoods y'all are learning. You get lost into the sci-fi mess. The talks with no proof mess. In that, it disturbs y'all understanding of simple things. I'm explaining semen, something that's real, that you guys haven't took a time out to think on or pay attention to. Y'all are more concerned with things y'all have never seen, and just ideals put in your mind. And so, y'all are lost into content, subject matter. Y'all haven't wrapped your minds around, like, there's nothing more deep than the truth. There's nothing more interesting than the truth and the understandings of the life you live in. Whatever sci-fi thing is being made up, it's not more interesting than life. Aliens are not more interesting than sperm cells in the testicles. These are your fallen angels. These things are eternal. They end up in everybody's dick. They are the great magicians. They are the ascended masters. They are the people y'all never see. As above, so below. When you see stars up above, They that. These real entities in life, they go all the way back to the beginnings. Y'all are not sperm cell. Y'all are the substance that raises them back to life. Semen is the substance that raises sperm cells back to life. Within the substance or the semen, you have millions, billions of sperm cells. The semen is like a multi-cell substance that develops into a multi-cell organism. That's what you are. It's like pre-you. The cells in your body are not you, but you are how they get life. When you look at semen, you have sperm cells in it, but the sperm cell is not the substance. The substance is what's sacrificed into that death, those lower parts, and taking all of that death out. And so you get it? Y'all are more interested in alien talk and things y'all have never seen and never will. Y'all are not interested in what is within the self. Those demons is in you. When you get the urge to have an ejaculation or orgasm, it's those entities fucking with you. They need to get out of there, but they have their orders above as well. This is why the Bible says, I seen an angel fall from heaven, holding the keys to the bottomless pit. And then the angel freed them. It don't say the angel flew down there and locked them away. It say the angel opened the abyss. And so that angel must be working with them. Right? And so y'all are not understanding the text. Y'all are just speeding through it. The text is telling you something deep, deep. It's speaking of before now. The part y'all missed, meaning y'all are born out into physical life. But there was a whole process, a whole order, a whole lot of things that happened before you was born out. And so that's the part y'all missed. You was busy handling the dead, meaning you are the key. You are the keys to hell and death. If y'all grasp. When it speaks of like the God that holds the keys to, life and death, this being Osiris. Speaking of y'all, before now, meaning before y'all developed up into a physical body and was born out. Like I said, y'all are still lost into sci-fi and things that are not real. Y'all are not taking the time out to truly learn what the hell is going on within self. Everybody is a reproduction of a body, meaning a body is a world, and so the same thing always happens. Meaning you always gonna have the flood. This is when the body goes through embryoblast stage. This is your amniotic sac and placenta stage, where the womb fills up with water. And so it's deep. Thank you, Mufasa X, for the give back. I appreciate that. I'm gonna be putting the GoFund up soon. Boss man said you talked. Okay, I got that. He said, I think I just worded it wrong. I'm on the map. Peace and wisdom. You didn't word it wrong. You worded it how it was in your mind. This is fine. I said everything I said just so you can see how the mind is starting to drift off into la la land. But like I said, it wasn't for you to feel stupid or nothing like that. Boss man said, yes, so after one world government, is there anything after that? Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with your mind. If every country is one world under one order, what are you talking about? What comes after one? Nothing. What is wrong with this dude? Peace and wisdom, boss man. Nothing but love. Champ, don't take offense. Please don't. I have to say it like that so you can see. Y'all do not look at yourselves, meaning y'all do not self-reflect. Y'all are not aware of yourselves, so y'all are not aware of what comes out of y'all mouth. And today times it gets strange, where it's like, damn, bro, you know nothing don't come after one. The only thing come after one is zero, and that's nothing. And so if I be like, like, well, come at you already know how to count. You know that zero come after one. Like, don't take offense to my voice. Y'all be thinking I'm mad. I'll be behind the camera crying because I don't be understand. I'm forget numbers. Brother man, all I can tell you is take heed to what I said. Meaning you're getting lost into so many different things. It's making your mind one level above retarded. It's the hardest thing to hear, but hopefully you can see. Meaning you ask what comes after one. Going backwards though. And so you know zero already. You know nothing. Like one is it. Like we at the end, baby. We at the ends of the orders, baby. It's over. Like, what do you mean? Some of y'all gonna be at the end of earth talking about, okay, so this judgment day thing. Y'all gonna be right there smack. Y'all gonna be right there smack in the middle of hell and judgment day talking about, okay, solid. So I think I'm ready to learn now, baby, because I think the end is near. You already there, but some of y'all be a little late. That's a deep thing. Try and grasp, though. Peace and wisdom, champ. I'm glad you ain't take offense. Peace and wisdom. That's what it is. See, you at least you know that. He said, I gotta give back soon. It's balance. Y'all lose y'all balance. If you can overlook being fair, then you can overlook truth. It sounds stupid and simple, but it's so deep. Y'all know y'all overlook truth sometimes. You get it? Just like y'all know y'all overlook being fair sometimes, but y'all like, man, I ain't really got time for all of that, man. I gotta just get it how I live, baby. Come on, who said, man, put a good word in there with the bed upstairs, telling me it's hard down here. We trying. We trying to be fair, baby. We can't just sit by the riverside like you. We got shit to do. I'm just playing. I know how y'all minds work. Like, shit, who see, I feel you, baby. I won't sit by the river when I'm 80, but right now, I got... You tripping, baby. I got things to do. Like, I can't be fair. It's my time. It's my time to fuck everybody else over. They been fucking me over for a long time. I've been waiting for my shot. Just how y'all be. Y'all don't say it like that, though. Y'all be like, yeah, when I get on, I'm shit on everybody. Yeah, but when I get on, I'm gonna start on everybody. They gonna see who the man is. Me. This how y'all be talking to yourself. Y'all be in the mirror like, yeah, I'm handsome. Who the man? Me. You be answering yourself. Y'all have hella ego when nobody looking. Y'all be dancing and shit, butt naked in the mirror. Talking about ain't nobody dick bigger than mine. I bet you that. Everybody's is, but you don't care. You in denial, baby. But it's all about those kind of good spirits. So y'all gotta learn how to be like how y'all are by yourself in the world. Minus, you know, the digging in the butt, digging in the nose stuff, like moderation. Try and grasp. But now, balance. Yeah, a lot of you guys don't grasp how life is balanced, and so if you're not in the balance with life, you're gonna fall on either side of it. This is where you get your judgment, your anger, your opposition, you know, everything that causes resistance. Y'all have resistance in y'all lives, meaning y'all lives don't go how y'all want it to go because y'all pick a side. When you pick a side, so now you have to face the opposing side. It's just the natural orders of life. And so you guys have to understand balance more in depth than just give and receive. That's like the kid, that's like how you tell your children, be fair. You share with your friends, they share back with you, be balanced. Don't take advantage of people. Y'all still kind of at that stage where y'all like, I don't, it's deep. And so you kind of have to start there so that you can grasp balance all the way in depth and how everything is tied in. And once you fall on a side, you're going to lose your balance. In that, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have the whole opposites thing. This is all resistance. So y'all have good times, bad times. Y'all have ups and downs, good moments and horrible ones. And this is all a matter of that. Y'all become unbalanced by stepping to a side as opposed to just flowing in the balance. This is where all the understanding is. This is where all the security is. It's just like when you see daytime and then you see nighttime and then you have the horizon. This is when the sun rises and sets. Those two times of day look better than day and night, meaning sunrise and sunset looks amazing. Sometimes I show you guys sunsets so y'all can see the glory of it. Say, damn, that looked better than the sun, like a sunny day. A sunny day is beautiful, but it don't hold not a candlestick to sunset. You ain't even no comparing. You get so many different colors when you're dealing with the sunset. It's like a beautiful different place. And so that horizon or that balance represents something deep. And so y'all have to grasp balance, but it starts with, physical understanding, being fair. Many of you guys can't be fair. You feel you can't be fair because you're in unfair surroundings or environments, meaning you're in unfair places, whether this be streets, a certain work environment where it's dog eat dog. And so you get it? You cannot be in those environments and then try and be fair. You can't serve two masters. You have to decide. Am I on dog eat dog time? Or am I trying to be a balanced, fair person? Balance and fair are, the balance of life, the horizon. So this is going to take care of you. You get it? A lot of y'all think like, man, if I be fair, then I'm going to get taken advantage of. Yeah, if you in an environment where people ain't fair and you so desperate to be a part, but if you have a mind that grasps there are fair people in life, they keep themselves separated from those that are not. So you can be one with them. Build up on your understanding. Meaning as long as y'all fall on sides, y'all never gonna understand life. Life is a wholeness, a one thing. Yeah, y'all have many different religions and nationalities, but until y'all overcome those things, y'all ain't never gonna learn nothing. This is why I say if you following my teachings and you decide you wanna, y'all have religion and spirituality, and so I'm gonna use that word for my teachings and my understandings and my way of life. And so if you wanna follow my religion and my way of life, you cannot acknowledge nationality. Nationality is the foundations of racism. People have races, meaning you have different races. This makes a way for there to be racism. It is the foundations of it. It is inevitable. Once you put people into category, so you're setting the foundations or the platform for, you get it? Racism, or them opposing one another whenever they feel. So you cannot be lost into nationalities following my way of life, and you cannot be a part of religion because these things create. I apologize, things went out on my end. Like I said, religions and nationalities are not things that are by chance. They are specific orders placed in life purposely for that. Just like every store you've ever seen has aisles. The chips are here, that you get it? That is a part of the order. And so, look at the Babylon that you live in as a store. Yes, you live in this store, and it's more than a store, but at its core, it's a store. And all the resources of this place is sold, and all the people of the place work the resources so they can be sold. Meaning they make them into product, they work whatever job they do, they keep the Babylon going. But it's truly just the store, and they are the workers or slaves of the place, which is a store. So it's a deep thing, try to grasp. Y'all are our product, and y'all work the product. And so, just like product is placed into different category or aisles, so is man. Now, man has the option to accept these ideals into his mind space if he chooses, but once he does so, he upholds the orders that goes against him. And so when y'all claim races and things like that, I'm not sure how you guys are able to be so fake with one another and don't get disturbed. Meaning the moment I know you accept a race, whether you're Chinese, white, African, whatever. But once I hear you say you are this race or that race, and I know you believe in your nationality, I know in my heart you do not give a fuck about me. You don't believe we all one and we all equal. I know that. I know whatever race you are, you think your race is better than all the rest. Otherwise, you wouldn't claim it. If you viewed all races as equal, then you'd be saying what I'm saying, which is nationality's fake. That's a waste of time. And so you got to look at it from that perspective, meaning y'all all know y'all look down and judge one another because y'all all claim a race. And every race has jokes and inside things about other races. But you guys all act like y'all don't know this and kind of just pretend. It's strange. Like when you really think on it. Because y'all are not stupid, so y'all grasp what I'm saying. But so the orders are how they are. Y'all want to be accepted by y'all family, your environment, whatever the case may be. Everyone's not strong enough to speak truth. They feel like they may be attacked or judged, whatever. But the point I'm making is y'all are not dumb. So y'all know when I say what I say about nationality, religions, y'all know it's true. And so you have to grasp. And that you assist in holding up lie. This lie is used to separate. What else is a lie used for? Meaning if I tell you a lie, it's to do what? Fuck you over, but more than likely the lie is going to come to you separating from something. If I'm lying to you about another person that fucked you over, you get it? Or I'm lying to you about this thing, you get it? I'm trying to take you away from something. It's a separation thing. That's what lie is at its core. A separation. This is why it says the devil is a lie at its core. Of course, we know that Satan is what would be separating from. You get it? The Most High. Wants his own throne. And so you get my point? A lie has to do with that. And so when I say nationality and religion is a lie, and y'all see it separates y'all. I don't mean separate like, I mean like if you're a Muslim for that reason. To make it clear you are not a Christian. If you're a Christian, this is to make it clear that you're not a Jew. And so that's what I mean by y'all fall into these orders of separation. Peace and wisdom, Marcel Savago. I appreciate your giving back. Salam, shalom. Peace and wisdom, boss man. Mufasa X as well. And so hopefully you guys grasp. When you're dealing with wisdom, it's not about you hopping online or jumping in the library and receiving in a bunch of information. But Before you do that, you have to put yourself on a path of truth. This meaning you need to separate everything that you carry that is not true. You get it? A child cannot hold on to Santa Claus and then think he's going to be receiving deep wisdom. The kid is still lost into fables and myths. When his mind outgrows that, he will begin to listen and receive in things of more worth. Y'all are like that in perspective. Y'all still have aliens, flat earth, good titles, but y'all haven't gotten to a point where y'all ready to part with these lies. Somebody, you say, man, no, aliens ain't a lie. You've never seen one. If an alien is real, this means an alien has been seen. If the alien was seen, then why nobody else could see it? Y'all say, man, only that person seen the alien. That's fair enough. But how do y'all know so much about aliens? Y'all have different races of aliens. You have videos of people speaking about aliens being in the inner earth. The point I'm making is, how do y'all know where aliens are, all the different species of aliens, but y'all haven't even gotten to the point where y'all can show someone an alien? Like, I'll say that again. They know all the species of aliens, but we haven't even seen one yet. And so you gotta know that it's a lie. Meaning all they tell you about aliens is a lie. How do you build up all this information and you're struggling to capture an alien to show it? Like, think about that. They know where aliens live at. They know all the different species of aliens. So this must mean you have an alien and you communicate with this motherfucker on a regular. But you can't show us it. You lost it? All the time you've been getting all this information from it, you lost. Where was the alien? That's the point I'm trying to get y'all to grasp. Y'all are developing information up off lie, theory. An alien crashed in Roswell in 1947. Y'all have been making up shit from then, forgetting that it still hasn't been proven that an alien crash happened there. That part. And so now y'all are completely lost into lie. You don't even have to go to the extent to say that an alien's is lie. But everything you've heard of them is, you can definitely agree to that. Whatever you've heard of an alien is a lie. Otherwise, they can show you one. Because they must have been talking to them and still do if they know where they live at. All the different races of them. Now, of course, this is just to throw you guys off from the true aliens, which would be your white albinos. Not albino people. You have albinos. They're like black, Chinese, different races. I'm talking about ancient white albinos. They're white people. They're before white people. They're before all civilized people. But during the times of indigenous men, it was just them and indigenous men. Tall, white, cone-headed albinos and indigenous men. And from these two, you get all the different civilized nationalities and things you have. The mixing and merging of these two. Then, of course, these civilized races, they go out and they colonize other places, doing the same things over. And so then you get more variations of races and things like that. Then you completely forget all about conehead white albinos. But this is what rules the world. This is... If y'all are looking for aliens, so there's tall white albinos that live on this earth. They have cone heads. I think they still have cone heads. Like, They be breeding in. They're like viruses. So like how viruses get host cells or mix in with cells, they're like that. Same way colonizers are like viruses. They come to the continent, they mix in with the indigenous men there. They sin against the land and animals, by killing them and chopping them down and making meat and turning trees into like skeletons of houses and buildings. And they do whatever they want. They're like viruses. They just destroy stuff. They don't really care. Now, back to the tall, white, cone-headed albinos. Y'all have all the aliens y'all have because, so, for that reason. This is why white people get favoritism in life. If they're really white, like from the far north, like Greenland, so they get more special treatment because they're like closer to an albino. Like they almost look like one. They're like really blonde. They're like close. But they're not like the ancestors, like cone-headed white albino. They're not there yet. And those cone-headed albinos had like elf-looking ears too. Forgot to mention that. They don't have hair. But they eventually got hair, as they get pigment. So this is like the making of white people. Making white people was a process. Of course, these white, tall, cone-headed albinos, they don't have pigment. So they can't really exist here. The sun tears them up. They gotta live in the high, far north areas where the sun don't rise above. But it kind of comes like level. When you go farther north, so the sun doesn't come up as high as it does for us. Meaning if we was to go far, far north, the sunrise is completely different. You get it? It's not coming above your head in that way. And so they have to live in those climates where it's cold and, like I said, they don't have pigment. So the sun will literally burn them. Think like vampires. This is where you get all these stupid theories, like vampires and stuff. They're like the original vampires, bloodsuckers. And so they start mixing themselves with indigenous man. Of course, during these times, indigenous man was like one step away from an animal. Hairy chest, hairy back, hairy face, hairy head. Just think about yourselves if y'all didn't have like clippers and things to give yourselves a nice grooming. And so now you're like 40. Imagine if you never got a haircut. Have you ever say, some of y'all like, God damn, I didn't even never thought of that. I would look crazy like a monkey probably. And so this is all of us, myself included. Meaning my chest would be harried out. My stomach, my face, y'all the same way. You dealing with the women, believe it or not, women have sideburns. Women get their hair done. Y'all don't see them all the way like ungroomed, untouched. Women get hairy more than men, just not central face, like mustache, beard. But the sides of their cheek gets hairy. They get hair on their titties as well, their vagina areas, their stomach, their back, their leg. You get it? Women get hairy too. And so if we were not groomed 30, 40 years, you guys would see, like, man one step away from an animal. So the point I'm making is, I apologize, I'm getting a little bit up. The point I'm making is, these cone-headed albinos, they begin to mix and merge in with indigenous man of old. This is how they begin to get pigment. So they're trying to stay albino white because this is pure to them. This is perfection. But they need pigment. Like, these cone-headed albinos don't have hair and things because this is like a matter of pigment. Hair has color. And so if your hair has no color and your skin has no color, it doesn't look like you have hair even if you do. You get it? If your skin is white and your hair is white, so then I don't know what you got. You strange. You get it? So like that. So they need like pigment so they can be in the sun and, pigment is important. And so they mix and merge with the indigenous people. This is long, long ago. And this was done until the perfect Caucasian person came from this mixing and merging. So, in the Sumerian text, they speak of how Enki and his sister were trying, time and time again to create the perfect, basically, man. And when they did, the description of it was like a perfect white person. Sandy hair, pale skin. You get it? So, in the meanwhile, the other mixtures, the other descendants to come out of this mixing and merging would have been sent back to indigenous man. So you would have had white people with white skin and black hair and black eyes. This wasn't good enough. So they sent them back to the indigenous people. You black, like, get it? So you got like indigenous men got mad different colors now. Like they like range from white, all kind of different indigenous people, different colors now. But they like throw them back until they find the perfect white one that they want. So think like conehead albinos mixing and merging in with indigenous people, and they only want the baby that's like perfect. White skin, and the closest color to white is yellow. Like they want white skin and yellow hair. You get it? Yellow is a sign of pigment because you have pheomelanin. This is pigment, just a different color of pigment. And so you get it? They wanted to have pigment, just enough pigment to have color. Like, with color you have characteristics. You can't have like all albinos look the same. Features in the color. If you don't have that much color, you get it? And so, this is truth what I'm telling you guys. I don't want y'all to think I'm just telling y'all history y'all don't have. Y'all have fake histories to throw y'all off from this. It's all about colonization. It started with these cone-headed albinos. Of course, this world is a body. Our worlds are smaller examples of this body that we live in. And so y'all have cone-head albinos within y'all. They call sperm cells. They white. They go to a whole nother world and they kind of colonize it. This being the egg cell. And so that egg cell gets conceived. Then the chromosomes from the sperm cell and chromosomes from the egg cell, they merge. Then you get your zygote. And then from there you get your germ cells. And your germ cells migrate around that egg cell, turning all the other cells into a germ cell line. The same way men colonize around this planet, turning indigenous men into civilized men, turning them into like their selves, but a line of it. You get it? An Italian is not white. He's like an extension of white, an extension of a colonizer. He colonized America, but you get it? He is not the source of this. He's like an extension, like a line, like a germ cell line. This is why German, white people are called like germ man, Germans, because you have germ cells. So as above, so below, meaning the level of life beneath an organism is cells, but they're the same thing as organisms. So germ cells are white people on a micro level. On a macro level, y'all call them germ man. Some reason y'all play stupid with y'all selves, so y'all say like, I never know, I never heard this information, Mr. Salas. You don't have to. It's y'all own words. You don't have to check if I'm lying. Y'all said this. I'm just telling y'all what y'all say. Y'all say germ man on this level of life. This is what y'all call white people. Y'all call them germs. They call themselves germs. Germ man. Don't nobody need to get mad at me. I'm just being clear. I'm just explaining what y'all have already. I'm not sure why y'all missed it. And so I guess y'all are not scientists. Y'all don't understand biology. And so when you're dealing with the biology of the body, on the inside of the body, you have a thing called germ cells. They're colonizers. They move all around the body, turning all the other cells into germ cells too. Now, I told you guys, your body is no different than the solar system you live in. It's a body. And so, we're the cells inside of the solar system. And so, we don't call ourselves cells. We call ourselves men. And so, you have germ men. Germ man. Meaning, everything's called the same thing it is on every level of life. If you were wondering where white people came from, it came from the balls. Came from the bottomless deep. If you white, please don't get mad at me. My shit backed up with science, meaning I'm not making this up. I have no desire for y'all to be sperm cells in the testes. That's just the reality of it. Y'all come from hell. This shit sound horrible. I'm sorry, please. I'm so sorry. I hate to be the truth bringer. Oh my God, this is terrible. So kind of grasp. It's a deep thing. Now I'm gonna take 2-second break. I need to make an emergency call. Y'all about to go where? Alright, if y'all find out. No, I got dig it. Peace and wisdom, y'all are still here. Nothing I love more than thirsty minds. Peace and wisdom. Boss man said, in my country, the richer whites still like to call other whites the N-word if they show behavior defiant to current orders. Yeah, nigga or negra or negro, it means the color black in Latin. If you have a problem with black or that color, then I suppose that word bothers you. But the word doesn't bother me because the color black doesn't bother me. Anything can be said in an aggressive manner and in a disrespectful way, but you get it? When the young dudes are calling each other nigga, so there is a stigma about that word, but should the true core of it During the time that word was being used to describe black people still didn't barely know English. You get it? But still speaking indigenous man language. A lot of y'all think black man came from Africa on a boat. No, you had black indigenous people already here running around butt naked. That's the ancestors. They speak indigenous man tongue. They speak those languages that civilized man just can't understand. And so civilized man give them his language. And so try to grasp. When black people were being called niggas, most of them ain't even fully know the language. We still learning the language. And so I'm saying that so y'all can grasp why it's being taken out of context like a negative word. You get it? You don't fully understand a language and someone speaking to you aggressively. So you get it? You start to take words that might not necessarily be negative and you make them negative to you. You get it? And so even in regular language, if I run up on one of y'all and I be like, God damn, you black, you're going to automatically take it as I'm trying to insult you because of your perception of black. This is a black person. You could try it. Run up and be like, God damn, you black. They won't look at it in the same way if you was to say, God damn, you rich. It won't take that as an insult. They'll just look like he put a lot of enthusiasm on my being rich. He's excited. You run up to them and say, God damn, you black. They wouldn't look at it that way and say, you got a lot of enthusiasm. You like black. Like, black is strong and powerful. They'll look at it like you trying to play me because they look at the word black as negative. And so it doesn't matter what language it's in, negra, whatever. Y'all have to learn to love the word, which is a description of the self. I'm not saying we're black, but this is a word that was used to describe us. And so, who cares? Like, there's nothing wrong with black in any language, whether it's negra with the roll of the R or nigga, which is negra without the roll of the R. But however you pronounce it, it's just the color black. And so, this is basically to say uncivilized, meaning, like I said, it starts with your conehead white albinos. They're colonizing indigenous men. Indigenous men are dark, brown, red, yellow, or black in skin complexion, colored, pigment filled. And so, to these conehead white albinos, these is your colors, your blacks. And so, you get it? But more than whatever color they are, they're uncivilized. So black or nigger or colored folk, this is like a term to say like uncivilized. Or to just say, you know, true man, original man. Original man ain't civilized. And when I say civilized, being as though y'all civilized, y'all not looking at it from the purity of it. A civilized man is an evil thing. He is a man with an agenda, a man with ideals, something that cannot be trusted. An indigenous man, they pure at heart. They like animals. They move on instincts and feelings. If you don't fucking feel right, you ain't. No matter what you saying. It don't matter if you pull up with Gift's blood. You don't feel right because you ain't. And so they'll arrow you. They don't care. They ain't got time for that. Y'all will feel somebody don't feel right, then they hit y'all with the little bribes. I got opportunity for you. Y'all overlook that shit like, nah, they cool. I thought they were. I felt bad energies, but that was me. I was high. Y'all make any excuse for them. Like, nah, they got me a job. They cool. I was tripping. Nah, you wasn't tripping. They what you thought they was. They hit you with the okie doke. And so, as I said, the indigenous people, you know, they live in moderation. They live balanced lives. When I say balanced, fair. This tribe's turf is their turf. We're not invading their. You get it? It's all respect. The same with animals. And so they live a more uncivilized. When I say that, I mean humbled life. This is not to say they lack or they're poor, they have nothing. This is not to say if they develop clothes and things. Civilized is more than appearance. This is a mindset. And so we can live like our indigenous ancestors while having modern day things. Because truly at heart, when you're speaking civilized versus indigenous, you're speaking simple things like balance and honor. They have more of an honor system. It goes into the tribe and village. This is the beginnings of them becoming civilized, but they still carry over the pureness of themselves. By the time you get past a village and a tribe, and now you at a developed city, so by then they lose the honors, but they hold on to it as long as they can. Meaning a tribe and village is just the beginnings of the development of what y'all know as a city. But these people are newly civilized, meaning they just indigenous men that got clothes on. They still know things how they know it. You get it? So I don't want you to get lost. Meaning this is why I came and I was teaching, native indigenous wisdom, letting it be known. I come from the Cherokee side of things. But it's bigger than that. Those orders still made all the tribes separate. There was a time where they were all one. Not necessarily sitting around kumbayaing, but respecting each other's space. Knowing that's the neighboring tribe over there, or the neighboring people that live over there. The other neighboring people live over there. We help one another ever so often. You get it? If there's a hurricane or a storm or something coming and they see the tribe migrating, you get it? They know, okay, we got to go. Everything is using everything to help itself. Once you get that first speck of civilization, this is where your colonizers start to mix in with these indigenous people. This is when you start to get your tribes and villages, meaning villages start to get developed out of these foresters and these, second generation indigenous people who now have colonizer blood in them are like half and half. And so they start developing up, starting with like villages, small areas. They start putting orders in things like chief and all these things. Prior to that, you're dealing with just families. And so it would have been father, mother, or grandfather, grandmother. And, titles would have been more family oriented. Their words, but it would have been along that. It wouldn't have been titles of dominion, but it would have been like a family. The father is not, you get it? We don't look at our father and mother as like, these are not titles of dominion to us where they like dominant over us and want to kill us. You get it? It's like the orders over us in a more loving and protecting way. A mother and father is kind of like a king or a chief, but the king and the chief ain't in the loving thing. This don't got nothing to do with family. This just got to do with control. Father have to do with control, but this is a loving thing. And so before they get lost into the civilized way of things, they still held on to a lot of their past ideals and orders, which hold more truth, which have to do with learning from the life. You can learn balance from the life, meaning inhale, exhale. The life shows you many different lessons if you're paying attention. If you're not, I suppose you won't get too much out of it. Peace and wisdom, F.S. Abdul Ghaffar, thank you for the give back. A soul of seed as well, thank you for the give back, I appreciate it. F.S. Abdul Ghaffar said, why did they lie, say the Buddha hair ain't really hair, it's 108 snails protecting him from the sun? That's a lie. Before you... before you get into if they're lying or not, so you have to deal with your own lies. And so your own lies is that you have convinced yourself that you know what the sun is. So they said his hair is 108 snails protecting him from the sun. But you don't know what the sun or Buddha is. And somehow you've overlooked that small truth to say I wouldn't know what they were talking about until I know what every word they're saying is, to know what they're talking about. So if I tell you a word for a pillow that you've never heard, so then you're running around telling people, I need to get this word. You're saying the word though, but you don't know what it actually is. But somehow you forgot that you don't. You're looking for it. You're asking people the word, but you forgot, like, hold on, I forgot to ask him what that was. I could word it however I want it. It might be something I know. I know about a different name. You get it? And so you have to start with a clear understanding of what Buddha is, what the sun is, meaning physically, what these things are in physical life, whether it be inside of a vessel or outside of it. But you have to know what these things are. Then from there, so grasp. You'll understand nothing is a lie. They're explaining things that you guys are not taking the time out to observe. Y'all do not observe the life around y'all. Y'all read books and listen to people's words. And y'all have sex a lot too. This brings the countenance down. You guys really like sex a lot. It's a deep thing, you know, the lower energies or so. So that brings the countenance down. And this brings the mind into the lower vibrations, this being where, you know, the lower side of the ego lies. So when you're dealing with the ego, you have the high ego, this is the arrogance. When you're dealing with the low ego, this is the insecurities. And so with the low ego, you have the insecurities. The insecurities are going to bring about the hates, the fears. There's a lot of things that are attached to insecurities. Woo, that lightning was powerful. I might have to go. But in any event, these insecurities, they have a lot of members with themselves. You know, fear, hate, anger. And so, like I said, when you guys have sex and ejaculate, it lowers the countenance, bringing the self into the lower parts of the ego. The ego being the self, the urge, a part of self. And so in that, it makes it hard for you guys to learn. You can't learn when you're angry, insecure. Think if you're like insecure. So you're like, damn, my shoes are dirty as fuck. So like you're sitting in front of Wise Solace. I'm really fly and shit. Like I look really cool. But you don't. So now you start to get insecure. You say like, Solace is probably judging my dirty ass shoes. He's calling me a poop hut in his mind. And so you're not really learning because you're like, your mind is drifting into the insecurities now. You're like, damn, my nails are a little dirty too. Solace has a manner. You get it? Now, everything I just said is just an example, but I'm just giving y'all, you know, a reference to grasp what I mean. When one is lost into their insecurities, this is why the poor kid in class that doesn't have nice clothes and things, he has like really bad grades most of the time. Sometimes you have those that don't. But usually, there's that dirty kid that looks like he's being neglected. And his grades is pretty bad. He bullies other kids. I apologize. I lost my connection. But I'll say it again. He's lacking. He's insecure. The other kids have Jordans and things. He doesn't. They probably tease him sometimes. He's lost into his insecurities. He's not really listening to the teacher, but he's focused on the insecurities. Some of you guys were like this. You still have traumas from those times when they teased you. Now you overdo getting fly. And it pays a toll on you, but you don't care because you're like, not me. Not John Shaft. They won't be disrespecting my gear ever again. I'm just playing, y'all. You know, you know, I know how y'all get. Y'all don't play. Y'all will hold on to y'all pain. Say, nah, they gonna learn. They gonna learn not to fill me up with pain. I'm gonna teach them about bothering me. Let the plane pass. I'm sorry, y'all. So where was I? Y'all was dusty kids in school, dirty shoes, dirty laces, getting teased. And so now you're scarred from that. If anyone happens to see you, bummy, you actually, you get it? You have to tell them like, yo, you know, I ain't get dressed yet. You find a scenario to bring up just to tell them like, I ain't dressed yet. This is how insecure you are. No one cares though if you wasn't dressed or not. No one asked you. We see you fly every day. Who cares? Like that. But you like, I don't know. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm a little dusty today. I don't want them to think I fell off. Now, ain't nobody gonna think you fell off in just one goddamn day, nigga. But you insecure. Damn, whoever that is, she cute. I'm sorry, I was looking at the beautiful woman walking my way. And so y'all know how I am. Woman come my way. Big who said weak. Like, I don't want to lie to y'all. About to give her my chair. Sexy. I'm sorry, where was I? I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up real fast so I can What's that? I got stuff to do. I'm sorry. I have better things to do. Like, now where was I at? When you a man and you die, so there's only one thing you gonna want to see again. Sweet vagina. You gonna want to see many things, but when all settles and you're in your void, you're like, damn, I sure do miss some, you know, apple pie. That's cold word in hell for vagina. Say, damn, I sure could go for some warm apple pie. And so everybody else in hell, they know what you're saying. They like, mm-hmm. That's where all the church, you know, sounds come from. Like, it's like that. I say, wasn't nothing really better in life than sweet, wet, warm vagina. It's deep. It's life-giving. Like, it got suction. It gives you a hug. It'll kiss you. Like, it's special. There's nothing more special than vagina. There's nothing more special than vagina than the substance. But like, so you gotta grasp. Other than that, we talking clean upscale vagina. We talking clean upscale vagina. Some of y'all vaginas like a cave. Is entity that, you know, reigns supreme in this cave. They're scratching and biting me. Say, I got an STD. I don't know how that happened. Like, nigga smash you, catch your ST dizzer. Say, I don't know how that happened. I went into those waters. It was swampy. There was an owl in there. There was some owls in her vagina. I should have known. It was the waters of hell. She spread her legs, a whole bat just fly out. Like, you see like the end of Satan's tail like pull back in it. You like, what the fuck is... But a man don't care because he like, nah, but that's vagina. Like, man don't care. He going in. Like, he said, hey, I'll take my chances. I got me a little sword. A sword bigger than that tail, blood. I'm going in. Like, I gotta plant my flag, man. It's all about conquering. So men have problems. They're looking to conquer vaginas with their flag, their pole. Stick their pole in that dirt. Like, they have conquering problems. This is all that is. When men holler at women, they try to get, vaginas. They're looking to plant their flag in, those waters. Waters of hell. Bloody hell. This is when, vagina's on menstrual. It's called bloody hell. That's when the queen is there. This is the egg seller Isis. She's the queen of hell. She's like heaven in hell. It's deep. Truth cannot be found in the book unless you know the individual writing the book. Meaning, if I'm telling you something, or I'm writing something down, so you like, I know who Solace is. He explained to me the ancient texts and, what went, you get it? You got a perspective to say, okay, I know he know on a deep level. Anything outside of that, not just using myself, but anyone. Meaning, writing in word is one. If you're receiving wisdom from someone, whether they're speaking or writing, it wouldn't matter. Only thing that would matter is it their writing? Meaning, if you know they wrote it, cool. If you don't, there's where the problem lies. Of course, you would know if they said it because you would have heard them say it. You would have known they said it because you would have heard them say it. Writing takes time. You might not be with them every moment of what they're writing, but you get my point? If you know they wrote it. And so, outside of that, wisdom has to be grasped on your own, meaning you have to come out into the life and learn from the life. The more you disconnect your mind and yourself from the Babylon or the city you live in, the more you can see things from a different lens, because you see things from that lens. Meaning you see things like a Babylon baboon. You say, I'm not no Babylon baboon, Silas. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. If I catch you, I'm gonna go across your jawline. Whatever y'all be saying to me, I don't know a word by word. It be something like that. It be like, it be like, Silas, I would touch your jawline now when I catch you in traffic. I might have messed up some of the words, but something of that nature you guys like to threaten me with. I don't. Sometimes I get a little nervous, but usually I don't pay you guys. No, let me stop playing. I don't never pay y'all no goddamn mind. Shut the hell up talking dumb shit all day long. Touch your jawline out, Solace, when I get you. I'm gonna 52 you up. I'll be like, show enough, cat daddy. I can dig it. No doubt. No doubt. Indeed, indeed. And so truth can't be destroyed. Truth can only be covered up. And the thing with covers is all you have to do is remove them. So I'll say again, truth can't be destroyed. It can only be covered up. You guys have lies and things y'all believe in, but all y'all have to do is just... the truth is right beneath it. You just have to move to whatever lie you're holding on to. So life's simple like that. Truth's alright. You don't have to worry about truth. You just have to worry about yourself and if you have access to it. Meaning if you haven't let yourself get too lie-filled to where truth sounds like lie to you. Because once your lie feels so lie is truth to you. And vice versa. This is why I say you have to find the balance. Don't get lost into sides, whether these sides are titled good and bad, but there's a balance between both. Find that. It's what holds truth. And so where was I at? Conehead albinos? Y'all got some strange stories wherever you from, boss man. He said it's like the old story of the princess who couldn't sleep no matter how many mattresses they stacked on the P. Under the first mattress? We ain't got that story over here where I'm from. We got this story about the little boy that had a dick on his face. I'm sorry, I mean Pinocchio. Y'all know me, I'm real. I call a story what it is. We got this story about this little boy who got a penis on his goddamn face, and it gets hard when he gets a certain age. This is when he starts lying and shit to get pussy. It's a strange story. Most don't grasp it, goes over their head. But that's what that dick face. Y'all call him Pinocchio, I call him dick face. I'm not making this up either. That's what the story's about. It's about a boy reaching puberty. This is when he starts lying. This is when his dick starts getting hard. Starts thinking with his dick. I mean his long nose. Stuff like that. Perverted. It's perverted over here in the Americas. That's all I can tell you. Our stories all have like a perverted underlying message. And so, the gingerbread man, this is about slaves. They run really fast. They're brown. Sick stuff. Of course, you guys know the story of Snow White. Story about cocaine. Y'all know that story, man. The story about, the dwarfs beefing with the queen over the white stuff. So the dwarfs trying to keep the package. They basically stole that shit. Queen want her package back. She ain't playing. We's talking about Snow White. Right. That's what Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is about. Good old cocaine. And the queen going to war with the dwarfs over it. The queen lost, but she was selling heroin for quite some time. she was selling heroin and white bitch for quite some time, so she good. And so every story we have, it's sick in that way. Now back to these white cone-headed albinos. So after they mix and merge in with your indigenous colored people, so this is when you start to get your many different variations in indigenous people, meaning colors and features. This is when you also this is when they finally find, the perfect rendition of a white person that they want. And so it's spoken of in the Enuma Elish. This is your text about Enki creating man, or Dappa. It's spoken of in many different texts. The Bible with Adam. The point I'm making is this. You now have demigod man, meaning you have the conehead white albinos of old. These were referred to as the gods. Then you have your indigenous man. They're referred to as man, original man. Then you have the mixing and merging of these two, where you get your modern day civilized man. And so that be your demigods, meaning we're like the conehead white albinos, but we don't have all their knowledge and we don't have all the control they have, and like a germ cell line of the Germans. And so try and grass. Damn, she cute. I'm trying to wave to her. Oh, hi, Ad. Hello. About to end this video, man. Y'all fucking up my whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at I was looking at this cutie, man. About to end this joint. F.S. Abdul Ghaffar said, wasn't it elongated skulls, blacks? I don't know what you're talking about. Long skulls is called dolichocephalic. So this is science. It's like I said, y'all got to get a little sharp on y'all science. Then y'all can make a little more sense. Or at least understand the things I say better. And so, of course, this first created, I don't want to say created, but your first perfect white person that these conehead albinos were trying to make by mixing in with the indigenous man became your rulers. Under the coneheads, of course, but so they rule things in this area. We're not allowed to go far north, so whatever place you're in, the white skin's gonna have the control for the most part. It's a germ cell thing, or a German thing. Now, if you guys have any questions, y'all can ask. I'm gonna depart. I'm thinking about throwing a birthday. I don't want to say a celebration. I don't want y'all like crazy, but something like something nice and wise. I'm thinking about renting a mansion or something, but I just haven't decided where. Some of y'all can come on out. You know, they got a little sophistication about yourself. In any event, Big Uzi is out. Salam, shalom, all praises to the horizon. If you guys want to purchase any of the lecture magazines, they have a lot of this wisdom in them. Pictures to go. I believe the Spirits in the Spine magazine has a section called, well, it does have a section called The Lie Called Nationality. And a lot of this information is there, pictures to go with it. And so visit wiseservant.org or Google Upscale Knowledge well, just Google Upscale Knowledge. If you want to contact me, it's upscaleknowledge@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to give back, do so at paypal.me/SolaceSolari or cash.app/$ real solace. Or just click the description arrow right next to the title and it'll show you the links in blue. Salam, shalom.